Hi, this is Angela. So today I'm looking at some of the benefits of these times where we can feel more into ourselves in the times of chaos. So if your life is getting more busy, or if you're experiencing more things coming at you or more things coming from within you that seem unmanageable, I've always found those times actually significant because they're just sort of showing you that there's something inside that's trying to get your attention. And you may not be looking inside to find out what the answers are. And it doesn't really matter if you're not looking inside. I do a movement practice where whenever you're feeling something's not quite right, you can connect and feel what's not quite right inside of you. However, what I notice is that when life gets busy, I don't do that practice. I don't take the time to sit. I do sit to meditate every day, and I can feel when I sit what's going on in the body quite quickly. And those are the skills that I developed over a long time. As a child, I was hypersensitive, and I used to sit and write or read a lot. So I developed a lot of internal communication. So today's video is about what are the gifts of the World Dance Healing class that I offer, and also some tips about taking time to just feel, especially when things are crazy or things are not quiet inside you or externally, and how we can do that differently now. I've been talking for a few years now about the new energy that's happening with the age of Aquarius and the shift into the age of Aquarius. I call it the new age or the new era. And it did start 2012, but the impacts of it now we're starting to see, where there is artificial intelligence arriving, where there is more disconnect in the society. And my job is to bring us back to connection. That's all I'm going to be focusing on for the rest of my breathing life. When I'm in another realm, I'll probably be focusing on it still. But in this body, I'll be doing movement to help us connect with ourselves and each other. And what I mentioned last week was about the subtle senses that we're developing more in a society where, when you have more noise in the society, more industrial noise, more technological noise, more noise from the population, there is a partner movement that arises organically, naturally in nature. When something accelerates, then the opposite energy will also start to come out to balance it. So our subtle energies now are becoming more clear, more obvious to us. There are more people that are doing meditation than ever before on a collective level. And I was around when meditation was still weird. Now it's quite a accepted practice, and also necessary for some people to just soothe and calm themselves. So one of the gifts of being able to feel and connect to ourselves in these times is that we're enlivening these subtle senses. And last week I talked about people being able to hear more refined, in refined ways internally. So I just wanted to go over that, the listening skill, and how also the World Dance Healing class that I'm offering in Amera's Palace, Marrickville, starting February 1st, will be awakening those senses in you with others and myself to allow us to connect very quickly and easily. And this is what I was obsessed with when I studied with Annetta as well, Annetta Luce in Sydney. How do we dance? How do we dance? What allows us to dance? Well, one of the things that allows us to dance is the subtle senses of the body and the hearing of the body. So I'm going to show you today just how that feels in my body and how that feels in my peripheral sense of the body with a few movements. And they might also enlighten you about how it operates for you. Your body might be wired differently. And so just go with that. If your body doesn't relate that way, it doesn't relate that way. So the subtle senses of hearing, yes, they might be in the head. They might be in the ear canals. So I've got some very soft music in the background too. It's like a tinkering kind of light fairy dust sound as well. If you hear the music, if you don't, that's fine. But feel, if you can, for a moment, if you were to just have the hands of the body by the periphery of your actual ears, if you could sense how the ears, your ear lobes and the ears themselves could feel, you can have your eyes open or closed, can feel your actual hands on the side of the ears. And then if you can feel something there, you can just gently feel your ear moving with the hands side to side. So take that very slow, but just feel the ear leading you into the space of the hands around the side of the ears. It might be easier with the eyes closed to get into the subtle sense of the ears. When you start to feel that sense of the ear moving into the space, what you're doing is just starting to enliven that organ and that physical body part of the ears and the peripheral sensory nervous system of the side body and the ears. And our ears, remember, weren't always formed in this manner. So we also had, before the actual skin fold of the ear lobes, we just had the holes there as well. So you can bring your awareness to the hole of the ear canal and just start to feel that ear canal moving in the space around you. If your hands get tired, you can relax them and then just bring them back to the side of your ears. And then just relaxing your hands now and still feeling that sense of the ear canal moving into your side space. So you're just feeling that ear canal, feeling and sensing into the side space. And just notice, if without your hands there, how it feels, if there's any difference for you or not. And then you can keep the movement or come to a stillness and then bring your awareness to some of the fibers inside the ear canal. So if you can, just imagine there's some small fibers there, fine hairs. They do a lot of work for us, but they're very small. And see if you can feel the smallness of the fibers in the ear opening, the ear canal. And sense, if you can, the airflow gently through the fibers into the space of the ear canal. So just feeling into that gentle space of the ear canal, the fibers, you're already beginning the journey of going to that more subtle sensory sense of our inner world. And now you can continue this with your eyes closed and just begin to come into stillness and feel the space of the ear canal and the hair or fibers in the ear canal. And notice if you can bring that feeling into the space within. So you can stay within the ear canal, or you can go deeper into the body. Just allow yourself now from the space of that ear canal to go deeper inside you and see if you can hear or feel or sense anything. There's no right or wrong here. Just allow yourself to go deeper from that ear space to the inner self and have a listen inside what might be there. You might actually notice that your awareness goes somewhere else. You might be pulled by some sounds outside your body. So just be aware of where your focus goes and then come back to the inner space. And if there are sounds around you, notice how there's an inner space inside and they can connect. The inner space can still be there, and there's the outer sounds and the world around as well. So you can, in this place, just continue and just allow yourself to listen to the inner self, which may not be a physical self, it may just be a feeling. And you might find noise, or you might find peace, or you might find something else. There's no guidebook. So you can just continue on that journey if you like. And I'm just going to come back and bring my awareness out through that sense of the space on the inner ear, back out to the lobes of the earlobe and feeling the air around the earlobe and that spatial connection. And then I'm just going to open my eyes and feel now, where do I feel the hands in relation to the earlobe? So just from going into the ear canal and the subtle feelings of the ears to space itself, which for me is auditory and kinesthetic. I feel space. It's a hearing and a feeling at the same time. I've actually felt when my hands needed to come out wider and expand wider to the sides of the ears. And this is just one example of how, by going in and feeling, not doing much else, just allowing ourselves to feel, a whole universe opens up. And I don't mean that lightly. I mean your capacity to experience yourself starts to become very enormous. I've done meditations where I've had mystical experiences. However, the most simple kinesthetic sort of journeys that I've done in a lot of movement workshops and classes have given me very, very profound connection, which a mystical experience, the goal of that really is to give you a connection, either to yourself or to something greater than you, which is you anyway. So a mystical experience doesn't have meaning unless it gives you a sense of you, of your greater self, of your heart, of the love that you have inside of you. I know a lot of people that have mystical experiences, so they kind of make it a big deal. But for me, it's not really that meaningful unless it gives you a sense of connection to yourself and others and why we're all here together in this thing called life. And those simple processes where we go in, they allow you to just firstly be able to listen and feel, sense, activate the inner senses, see it in relation to your outer world, and then see how those two are connected. Whether you're just allowing yourself to feel, whether you might give it some meaning. A lot of us give meaning to some of these experiences we might have, but you don't need to. Sometimes it's just an activity where you explore, go where no one's gone before, because each time I do these exercises, I'll be different. So each time I'm doing them, I'm just experiencing what's there. And for me, I'll be experiencing the space, because for me, space is a very fascinating phenomena. It's the foundation of all dance. Without space, there is no dance. So in the World Dance Healing, we're going to be doing things like this with music that might be slow, and then we move to more dynamic and oogity boogity type music, where we can experience how that music is encouraging us to find that joy naturally, easily, simply. And sometimes I am doing some of the basic choreographies. So we've got a few movements, but I don't really do choreography that well because I forget it. While I'm teaching, it's pretty funny phenomenon. I'm trying to remember a choreography and then something else comes out. Because some of these dances, they have also, as I mentioned in a previous video, they have that thing where you're trying to relate to a cultural dance that you don't quite get, or you might reinterpret it and do it in your own flavor. And that's fine too. I'm not creating World Dance Healing to create perfect cultural dance forms. I'm much more interested in how, for example, when we start to explore a different part of your finer senses and your sense of yourself, we can create your dance where you feel deeply connected to who you are, and you're just naturally having a really lovely sense of how to share that with yourself and others. So if that's something you'd like to explore, come and join us in Marrickville at Amera's Palace starting February 1st. That's in a few days after this goes live. I'll be enjoying your company with 2 classes. The World Dance Healing is 7:45 p.m. Sydney time, and Sufi Movement and Dance at 6:30. So come along, have a deeper sense of how you are, and help us create that new dance where everybody can be who they are. We just allow it and enjoy it. That's all I'm here for. I just want people to enjoy who they are and be accepted and celebrated for that. So come along, and I look forward to moving and dancing with you soon.